Hi guys, my name is Ronke Adekonbi, aka Auntie Roro, your most impressive storyteller. I love to speak, I love to write, amongst many other things. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to see you today. Last week on Storytelling Basics, we spoke about the role of structure in storytelling. And today I am going to tell a story that underscores how important it is to structure your story. So it's story time. Yay! 20th of July 2014, Patrick Soa left Liberia for Nigeria. He flew via Askai Airline from James Spriggs Spain Airport in Monrovia. The airline had a stopover at Lome in Togo. By the time he got to Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, he collapsed. He was terribly ill. He was rushed to First Consultant Hospital at Obalende. Everything escalated so fast. 4 days later, Patrick Soa died after being diagnosed of Ebola disease. The disease did not only kill him, it latched on 19 other Nigerians, killing 8 of them, including the chief medical director at First Consultants, Dr. Stella Adadevo. Ebola hemorrhagic fever is a viral fever of humans and other primates caused by Ebola virus. Signs and symptoms include fever, sore throat, muscular pains, and headache. Advanced cases involve bleeding, appearance of rashes, and then death. The disease is reported to have an average death rate of 50% according to the World Health Organization. I was in Ibadan when Ebola was smuggled into Nigeria. The fear of Ebola was the beginning of cleanliness. Everyone went about with hand sanitizers. Hand washing became a common practice amongst Ibadan residents. I suspect it was the same all over the world, or at least Nigeria. Schools went on indefinite break to eliminate the threat of Ebola spreading amongst school children. And importantly so, because if a child had taken it into one of the schools, it would have been difficult to stop the disease. Folks from Democratic Republic of Congo can attest to this. Such is the nature of the disease. I visited one of my lecturers who was ill during that period. When I informed my brother, he was shocked that I had anything to do with a sick person. That night, I had my bath with salt and hot water. I also washed my cockroach brown dress with bleach. Suffice to say that I never got to wear the dress again for obvious reasons. You see, during the 90-day Ebola reign in Nigeria, everything had evidences of the virus. There was no news agency that was not reporting Ebola incidents. Banks, schools, churches, mosques, hotels had thermometers in addition to sanitizers and hand washes. On the night I visited my sick lecturer, my dinner was noodles with pepper sauced omelette. My mom came in from work and took a spoon from my noodles. I grudgingly obliged her because I have a non-sharing cutlery policy. The day after, I began to feel sick. I cannot be sick, I thought to myself. Alarmingly, my mom also woke up with red eyes and appetite loss. I began to panic. My mom shared my cutlery. I started to look up symptoms of Ebola disease. I placed a call to my lecturer, Professor Smith, to find out if he had recovered from the brief illness. As any case of Ebola had been seen in Oyo State, I refused to accept the feverish feeling. Of course, I was okay. I was only struck with the sickness called the fear of Ebola fever. Ebola reduced HIV to a mere ailment like headache. I even heard of the case of a man called Audu, who gave a testimony at his church during the Ebola epidemic. He fell sick and he showed off symptoms similar to that of an Ebola patient. Tests conducted on him, however, revealed that it was only HIV. I really cannot fault Audu. According to medical experts, HIV has a gestational period of 9 to 11 years. This affords its victim the chance of putting his life in order before the disease will do the ultimate damage. Ebola, on the other hand, has a gestational period of 3 to 21 days, leaving the victim relatively less time. Nonetheless, in my estimation, these diseases, however brutal, are still fair to their victims when compared to the deadliest disease. July 10th, 1999 was a day referred to as a Black Day at the Obafemi Awolowo University. 5 young aspiring students of the university were killed. They were not killed by lions or ferocious tigers or even snakes. They were killed by other students. 22nd of October 2012, 40 students were massacred at Mubi. I still remember the incident we tagged Alufo in Rivers State. While Ebola was claiming its 100, Boko Haram in Nigeria has claimed its hundreds of thousands. One of my favorite movies is The Hotel Rwanda. The movie is based on the genocide that resulted from the war between the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda. The Hutus were made to believe that they are seen as inferior to the Tutsis, and the Tutsis believed they were superior, when in fact they are brothers. I submit to you today that there is no disease whose effect is as damaging as that of an infected human mind. The death toll during the Rwanda genocide was estimated to be between 500,000 and 1 million. No disease, not HIV, not Ebola, definitely not Lassa fever or coronavirus has been able to take credit for such a huge number of victims. The disease does not spare its victim. 0 gestational period. It strikes, the victim is dead. Yes, let us continue our research on HIV. Let us get the cure for Ebola and coronavirus, but let us not refuse to worry about the deadliest disease. I would propose that we begin a more extensive research on the cures for an infected human mind. And in the meantime, let us protect the minds of our minors. Protect your own minds too. Then we can be certain that humanity will be preserved. Let me leave you with this quote from Leonard Hamilton. Make sure your greatest enemy, and by extension our own greatest enemy, is not living between your 2 ears. One of my favorite quotes ever. I love you, I love you, I love you. And